Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Monster Monday here on What's Below the Fold. I'm Dave from What's the Issue Comics. This is being episode 2, my first sequel, so let's hope that this is more of a scream and less of a nightmare. Anyway, each week I would like to be bringing in a handful of titles that I think deserve your attention this week. Give more informational, more so than a review. Hopefully not too many spoilers, if any. But let's get right into it with what I consider to be kind of the standard bearer for all the horror anthologies out there. It is from the EC Comics line, brought to you by Oni Press. This happens to be Catacomb of Torment. This is issue number 4 of the sequel series to 2024's Absolute Smash. That wasn't an absolute title. That was Epitaphs from the Abyss. Basically, it is your, I don't want to say like everyday horror, but not specifically a specific genre of horror. Those are some of the other ones that were also EC offerings. There was Cruel Universe, which is now in its sequel series, Cruel Universe 2, which is going to be a maxi series, 12 issues, I believe. That is your sci-fi horror. Last year, there was also a limited series. It's only 4 issues, but it was called Cruel Kingdom, and that was your fantasy horror, Dungeons and Dragons, all that type of things. What was cool, each title there you see here just said horror down the side there for Catacombs, and also said that for Epitaphs. For Cruel Universe, which you'll see in the weeks to come, says science. Cruel Kingdom said sorcery. And hopefully next week it'll say Western, because there will be a one-shot of EC's Outlaw Showdown. That's going to be a giant-size issue, but it'll be Western horror tales. So definitely looking forward to that. And speaking of Western, that takes us to the Pacific Northwest, where we encounter Hector Plasm as he is investigating some ghosts and witches up there in the Oregon, Washington area. Anyway, he is out there investigating as supernatural detectives do on his downtime. And once he's finished wrapping up his current case, he finds that there had been a murder or two in the town, and the townspeople are kind of believing it has something to do with local legend Bigfoot. Hence the name of issue of this limited series, Hector Plasm, Hunt the Bigfoot. This is issue 1 of 3. And essentially, yeah, the townsfolk believe it has something to do with Bigfoot. And I don't want to get into any spoilers or anything, but if you ask me, I'll tell you. I think it was a damn Sasquatch. Anyway, that also brings us to what I believe is sure to be a huge sale this week, probably the best seller this week, if not going to be the best seller of the entire season. We have from Keen Spot the long-awaited Mark Spears blind bags for issue number 1 of The Monster and the Wolf. Mark Spears, of course, his smash hit, being Monsters, started last year, is still rocking and rolling. But right now, he has this coming out this week. The blind bags are pretty crazy. It's the only issues you can't find are in the blind bag, so it's not like any other issues where for like Battle Beast and Batman, some of the other ones you already had covers A, B, C, and then you could get a blind bag. This is right now only blind bags. Cool thing about that is $5.99 each, so that's really cool. There's no extra charge for it. It's not a foil, and the number of covers is unbelievable. There's about 100 different covers or so. It's pretty crazy. I opened that one. It came in a little bent, so I decided to open it myself and take a look. The really cool thing is all the variants that they have. So you're guaranteed at least, the main comic, and it's going to be one of these 100 covers or so. There's plenty of variants. There's some special Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead variants there, some of the very rare ones as well. And there's also going to be including a 13 Holy Grails have been inserted inside random blind bag books. Find one to redeem a terrifying treat is what it says. It's kind of right there. They're actually put in a golden ticket of sorts into 13 of these blind bags. So yeah, seriously, Oompa Loompa, this is scary. Open your bag and hopefully you win a variant. I will be including a link down below for an actual video from Mark Spears Art. I believe it's at Mark Spears Art. He put up a clip showing an actual insertion of one of the golden tickets into the bag as it was going into the press, which was really cool too. If you want to see how comic books are run from the presses and put into boxes, there's a pretty cool video there. I'll be including that link down below. And again, who knows? I didn't necessarily say it was going to be a variant. It could be a box that you win. And speaking of boxes, there's a new title out. It is a mini-series involving a Pandora's box of sorts, possibly. And this is from Oni Press. Again, this is Yuletide, issue number 1 of 3. I mean, what better way to celebrate Halloween than with some Christmas time horror? That's what I always say. Starting today, at least. And this is, basically takes place in a small hamlet called Christmas, Pennsylvania, where it's Christmas every day. Can you imagine? I know! Horrifying, right? But basically, it's a group of kids together. So if you like the Goonies or Stranger Things, this is kind of right up your alley. It's got a mixture of folklore from European countries, including like France, Austria, Wales, Germany, some Icelandic culture, all mashed into one tale. This is issue number 1 of 3. As I said, I believe it's called, Darkness Eve is the name of issue number 1. And if you are familiar at all with the life and adventures of Santa Claus, the old, I believe from 1985 stop motion movie, which was kind of horrifying in its own regard, this is definitely right along the lines of that as well. This is Yuletide. Definitely pick it up. Again, it's going to be 3 issues, so that will take us right to Christmas time. And I think that's a pretty good way to bookend things. We started with Oni Press and ending with Oni Press. This one is brought to us by George Northey, who also wrote one of the 5 tales from last year's anthology horror of Christmas tales, Shiver Suspense Stories. His was The Curse of the Magi. So if you didn't pick that up last year and you can still find it somewhere, definitely pick that one up. Hopefully they do one this year as well. And speaking of the blind bags, I know that I believe Mark Spears is going to be doing one for Krampus come holidays as well. But for right now, that's all I have for this issue of Monster Mondays. And hopefully you will join us next week. If you want to hear about the EC's Outlaw Showdown, then please like and subscribe below. Check out that link for the Monster Blind Bag that I mentioned to you also at Mark Spears Art on Instagram. Thanks so much, and I will see you next week.